If you have ever reached for a wall, a counter, or someone's arm just to steady yourself for 1 second, that moment was not clumsiness. That was a warning your body sent that almost nobody knows how to read. And when that warning stops firing, the next time you lose your balance, there is nothing left to catch you. Here is what makes this matter right now. The average hip fracture in an adult over 70 leads to a 20% chance of death within 12 months, not from the fracture itself, but from the cascade of complications that follow. 1 in 5. For a fall that took less than 1 second to happen. Before this video ends, I will give you a 5-step daily protocol that reverses ankle instability and significantly reduces your fall risk. Starting tonight, I'm Dr. Gerald Mark, and what surprises me most is how many people over 70 have no idea that the stability of their ankles is something they can train and rebuild in just a few minutes a day. After age 70, falls become the leading cause of injury-related death in adults, not because of weakness, but because of something much more specific that nobody is training. The CDC reports that 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls every single year. But here is what matters to you personally. Most of those people felt completely fine right up until the moment they were falling. Your ankles are supposed to be like shock absorbers, constantly micro-adjusting, constantly communicating with your brain about what surface they are touching and how to respond. After 70, most people have never trained this system. It atrophies the same way a muscle does. And because it atrophies so slowly and invisibly, you feel perfectly balanced right up until you are not. That changes everything. Deep inside your ankles and feet are thousands of specialized sensors called mechanoreceptors. These sensors constantly tell your brain about texture, pressure, angle, and movement. The moment your weight shifts even slightly, they send a signal that triggers a correction before you consciously realize you are losing balance. I want you to do something right now. Press your feet flat into the floor. Feel the ground under your heels. Now shift your weight just slightly forward, so slightly that nobody watching would notice. Feel that micro adjustment your ankles just made? That sensation traveling up into your lower leg? That was your stability system working. That was your mechanoreceptors firing. That is the reflex we are talking about. After 70, that system goes silent. And most people never know until it is too late. Here is what happens. Most people spend their days in cushioned shoes, on flat, smooth surfaces, sitting down far more than they used to. Your ankles are not getting the sensory stimulation they need to stay sharp. Think of it like a radio that nobody is tuning. The signal is still broadcasting, but the receiver is getting weaker and weaker. Eventually, when you actually need that signal, when you step on an unexpected surface, when the light changes, the message arrives too late. Most people never connect that feeling of safety with the actual danger they are in. I had a patient named Margaret, 76 years old, retired art teacher, lived alone in the home she bought 42 years ago. She was not sedentary, she gardened, she walked to the farmer's market, she volunteered at the library. By every measure, she was doing everything right. Margaret wore supportive shoes with thick, cushioned soles. She felt steady. She took her vitamins. She felt capable and in control. What Margaret did not know was that her morning routine was training her balance system in exactly the wrong direction. Every morning, she would sit on her bed, reach down to put on her shoes without using her hands to steady herself, then stand up. She thought she was just getting dressed. Her nervous system was learning to expect that support. One Tuesday in March, she was walking from her bedroom to the kitchen, a path she had taken thousands of times. Her foot caught the edge of a carpet transition. Her ankles should have corrected that instantly, but the signal arrived half a second too late. She fell and fractured her wrist. But the real loss was what came after. She became afraid of walking through her own home. She moved in with her daughter. And the hardest morning, the one she told me about with tears in her eyes, was the morning she realized she would never sit at her kitchen table again. The one her late husband built. The one where she had watched the birds at the feeder she kept filled for 23 years. She was 76 years old, and she had lost the place that held her entire life. If what I just shared about Margaret hit close to home, if you have someone in your life you worry about, or if you recognized yourself in her story. This channel was built for you. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. What I share here is the kind of honest, specific information that used to only reach you if you were lucky enough to have a doctor in your family. The first thing you need to understand is that balance training and ankle stability training are completely different. Research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology followed adults over 70 for 12 weeks. Those who did specific ankle stability work reduced their fall risk by 38%. Those who did general balance exercises reduced their fall risk by 8%. The difference is not subtle. Now, I want you to stay with me here, because what comes next is what most people never hear clearly explained. The shoes you bought specifically to protect yourself, the thick, soled, cushioned, supportive shoes your doctor may have even recommended, have been quietly muffling the exact signals your ankles need to save your life. A study from the University of Oregon found they suppress mechanoreceptor sensitivity by up to 32%. You were doing everything right, and it was making you less safe. The second point is that this is completely reversible. Studies in clinical interventions in aging showed that adults over 70 who spent just 10 minutes a day doing specific ankle activation exercises regained mechanoreceptor sensitivity within 3 weeks. By 6 weeks, their fall risk markers had shifted dramatically. Remember what I told you about Margaret? The moment she started training her ankles differently, everything changed. Not just her confidence, her actual physical stability changed, and her confidence followed. I want you to do something right now. In the comments below, finish this sentence: the last time my balance caught me off guard, I was blank. 10 seconds. That tells me exactly what to cover next. I read every comment on this channel personally, and what you share shapes what I create. After working with patients specifically on ankle stability, I created something I call the Stable Foundation Protocol. I want to give it to you right now because I believe it is the clearest way to take everything we just covered and turn it into something you can actually live with every single day. The Stable Foundation Protocol has 3 parts. First, you activate your ankle mechanoreceptors with specific daily movements. Second, you create sensory stimulus that your ankles have to respond to. And third, you gradually transition out of the shoes and surfaces that are suppressing your signals. It works because it addresses exactly what is actually broken. Here is what I want you to do starting tonight. These 5 steps take less than 15 minutes a day combined, and based on the research, 6 weeks of consistency is the window where your body begins to genuinely change. Step 1. Sit on the floor with your legs extended. Barefoot. Slowly point your toes away from you, then pull them back toward you. Do this 20 times. Feel that activation in your ankles and shins. That is your mechanoreceptors waking up. Do this every evening before bed. Step 2. Tomorrow morning. Spend 5 minutes walking barefoot on a safe surface in your home, on tile or wood. Not carpet. Let your ankles feel the actual ground. Let them register texture and temperature. That sensory information teaches your nervous system to respond faster. Step 3. During the day, stand at a kitchen counter. Shift your weight slowly to the outside edge of your feet. Hold for 5 seconds. Then shift to the inside edge of your feet. Hold for 5 seconds. Do this 10 times. This trains your ankles to respond to weight shifts in different directions, exactly what they need to do to catch you during a fall. Step 4. When you are ready, spend 1 day a week in shoes that are significantly less cushioned than what you normally wear. If you have diabetes, severe arthritis, or any existing foot condition, speak with your doctor before changing your footwear. For everyone else, just 1 day at first. Let your ankles feel the difference. Let them work. Step 5. Bring this information to your next doctor's appointment. Ask specifically about your ankle stability. Ask whether any of your medications might be affecting your balance. Some blood pressure medications, some antihistamines, and some sleep aids are documented to slow balance response in older adults. Do not stop anything without talking to your doctor, but ask the question. Everything I just gave you, the protocol, the science, the shoes, it all points to one truth. Feeling balanced is not the same as being protected. But now you know the difference. And now, you can do something about it. You came here because somewhere deep down, you know that independence matters more than comfort. I just gave you something real, not a promise, but a clear understanding of what is actually happening inside your ankles every single day and exactly how to change it. You now understand that your shoes have been working against you. You now know that your ankle stability is trainable. You now carry a specific 5-step protocol that you can begin tonight that rebuilds the one system that stands between you and a fall that changes everything. Share this video with one person in your life. Someone who lives alone, someone you worry about on stairs, someone who has mentioned balance concerns. This information is genuinely protective. Leave me your answer in the comments. Finish that sentence. The last time my balance caught me off guard, I was blank. 6 weeks from now, you are going to notice something small. You are going to step on an unexpected surface, and your ankles are going to respond. You will not have to think about it. Your body is going to catch itself, and you will know exactly why. Start tonight. Your ankles have been catching you your entire life, absorbing every step, every stumble, every surface you have ever walked across without ever asking you to notice. Tonight is the night you finally notice back. Small habits, done consistently, are the most powerful medicine your body will ever receive. I'm Dr. Gerald Mark. Build one healthy habit today, and I'll see you in the next one. Everything I have shared today is for general informational purposes only, based on published research and clinical observation. It is not a personal diagnosis, and it is not a substitute for care from your own doctor. Please consult your physician or a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your medications, diet, supplements, or health routine.